WWE Monday Night Raw from February 11th, 2013, Nashville, Tennessee. We got play-by-play coverage, alternative news talk, Next Generation Wrestling Site.com, Pro Wrestling Unleashed.com, 2XM.com, and Wrestling.com. Go check it out, y'all. Twitter, Facebook, and hit this like button and the subscribe button. Well, let's get into why you're watching this video. Paul Heyman is in the ring and he says, you know what? Tonight's the last night you will ever see Paul Heyman in the ring. He says he won't play the victim anymore. He ran through his resume. He said everything is going to go bad to anyone and everyone around CM Punk. He says he's becoming a distraction for the former WWE champion, and that he's going to terminate his WWE contract. CM Punk asks, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this? You're valuable. You're valuable to WWE, to CM Punk, and the WWE Universe," which obviously got mixed reactions. Punk says, or Heyman says, "You know what, Punk, you're right. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to watch you become WWE Champion this Sunday when you beat The Rock." They hug out in the segment. I'll have a review slash blog tomorrow up, and I'll get more into detail with that, but a decent segment by Heyman. He got his point over. Punk made the save, and obviously it was just a swerve. Heyman is still under contract with WWE. He has an angle with Brock Lesnar that he probably shouldn't get out of, and he won't get out of, because let's face it, Brock is not the best talker. Mark Henry defeats Great Khali. Quick, short match. Mark Henry hits the World's Strongest Slam for the win. After the match, Henry knocked out Hornswoggle with the World's Strongest Slam. What I like about Mark Henry is he left off where he came. After his injury, he came back where he was on the top of his game, laying out people. And it's funny, you know, he was a mid-carder for so many years. He had his world title push back in 2007 against Batista. And then he gets another title push back in late 2011. It's just amazing to see what a guy can do with the push, and obviously we've seen that with him. And he's a good favorite for the Elimination Chamber, number one contender for SmackDown for the World Championship. And I'll have a prediction show up later in the week about that. As far as this match goes, it's an okay match. We see Vicky Rowe in her office with Paul Heyman walking in saying, "You know what, I need to add the stipulation." Obviously, Vince McMahon called in, which was his voice. I think it was a pre-recorded thing, though. And says, "You know what, though? The Rock, he's going to get disqualified. He's going to get himself pinned out. He should lose the WWE Championship if that happens." And Vince, weirdly as it sounds, agrees. Obviously, they had to do that for people to believe that The Rock could lose the WWE Championship, because to a normal fan, it was like Cena versus Rock again. Could you go the route of Rock losing the championship? Yeah. Could you go the route of him losing the championship and making it a three-way? Yes. Will they do that? No. They have the possibility that the Shield could come in there, but their hands are already tied with Rock, Ryback, and Sheamus, or Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. So I don't think that's going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Sunday night. I think The Rock will go over cleanly, but you never know. Chris Jericho versus Daniel Bryan. Jericho wins with the Code Breaker, which was a great match. I definitely recommend this match. Jericho got, second week in a row match of the night. Another great classic match. Uh, Bryan, he cut out all the comedy, not a lot of no stuff. Went down, aggressive, hardworking guy, which he always is, but he really cut it out, and he's really intense. And I like that side of Daniel Bryan. Hopefully he'll pull it out a little bit more. Chris Jericho was officially in the Elimination Chamber match after Sunday's pay-per-view. John Cena, Sheamus, Ryback beat 3B. Skip it. Matt Striker attempted to interview the Big Show, but Show knocked him out. Trying to say something, but he gets mad and just walks out. I said this in my blog as well. Big Show got embarrassed last Friday night on SmackDown by Alberto Del Rio. He feels embarrassed, of course. shamed. He got laid out. He got knocked out. So it makes him look tough. But does it make me feel like he can win the world championship just because of this? No. It was just a segment to get time by and get him on the show. As I take it my huge drink of water. Jack Swagger defeats Zack Ryder. He gets ankle lock. He has a new manager, Zeb Coulter or Seth Coulter. Didn't really understand him. He just ranted about how Americans are today and how they were back in yeah. Miz, he defeats Cody Rhodes via disqualification. Antonio Cesaro attacked him as I'm losing my voice and caused a DQ and then laid out the Miz. Decent match. Tenzai and Brodus Clay, they defeat Epico and Primo. Tenzai, he wins it with the senton. Skip it. The Shield comes out, and they talk about how Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback are threatening them. They keep telling him, come on out, come on out. He says, I think it was Roman Reigns, the whole WWE roster couldn't contain the Shield. Couldn't get rid of the Shield. And then they say John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus won't walk out this Sunday, and that they will. The lights go out, Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus attack the Shield. Damian Sandow comes out there afterwards and cuts a pretty good promo about country music, which made fun of it. And was actually pretty good stuff there. But Alberto Rio goes over him once again, poorly using guys. I've been saying it. I said this last week. Hell, I think I said this week before. You go from number one contenders to probably should be tag team champions in Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, and now they're just jobbing. Just another poor utilization. Horribly managed on that note. Yes, I know I botched that word, but ADR wins with the armbar. Not a long match at all. And Damian Sandow proved that he has promo skills, but then he just gets jobbed out, which is just a waste. Wade Barrett hits the bullhammer for the win over Kofi Kingston. Decent match. And then in the main event, it's going to be Dolph Ziggler, and he gets beat by Kane. Kane hits a chokeslam off the distraction from AJ. Decent match. Two back-to-back normal decent matches by WWE. And then the final segment, which was pretty good, and made you feel like CM Punk was going to walk out of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view this Sunday, which we will have live play-by-play coverage at nextgenerationwrestling.weebly.com. Rock comes up there and says he's finally back in Nashville. He praises Nashville. Talks about getting a car with a crackhead, which was pretty funny, but you didn't really know where it was going. They saved it at the end. Punk comes out there and Raw makes fun of him. He says he's going to beat Punk's ass at the pay-per-view, and he could do it right here tonight. They walk down there and act like they're not going to fight, but CM Punk goes for the kill. Rock goes for the people's elbow, but Heyman distracts the Rock. He pulls on the leg of him. Punk hits a GTS and then grabs the championship. CM Punk stands up on the stage and says, every time The Rock says, bring it, then CM Punk is going to take it. That's how the end of the show goes. So that's pretty good, and it makes you feel like CM Punk will win the WWE Championship this Sunday against Rock. Will he? You got to tune in, y'all. Remember, prediction show, it'll probably be up Friday, Saturday. We'll have the podcast up, episode 5 of PWU Radio, Pro Wrestling Unleashed. And then we have the review show up on Monday. I do need to get the radio going a little bit more. Stay tuned to that. We launched alternativenewstalk.com back. MMA news, entertainment news, sports news, and then of course wrestling news. It's my new project. So definitely check that out. TwoHeadZone.com, of course. Hit me up with an email if you want to work for me, or Jason at TwoHeadZone.com, which is a really good guy. Anyway, y'all, WWE Monday Night Raw, February 11th, 2013, from Nashville, Tennessee, review show.